Sleep Token has many meaningful lyrics. It touches emotions, thoughts, philosophy, religion, spirituality. Their music speaks to many people, including myself. So I thought maybe today we'd check out a song by Sleep Token and see how we can relate some of the themes that they speak about to some of our struggles with ADHD. So the song I chose today is The Offering. The title of the song gives you a lot of information about what they're going to be speaking on. So let's see what we can pull from this. This is Sleep Token, The Offering. That's such a hard beat. And the drop. It's entrancing, honestly. This song really gets me in a mood. We're gonna dive into some of these lyrics, but let's just vibe for now.
You are a garden entwined with all. You are the silence on sacred shores. You've got diamonds for teeth, my love. So take a bite of me just once. I want to.
Beautiful. All right, pausing it here for a second. Such a beautiful track. It's almost haunting. But let's get into these lyrics here. So, starts off with, "And you are a garden, entwined with all. You are the silence on sacred shores." Before even reading it, it paints such a vivid picture, almost like references to Eden, greenery, nature, and everything just entangled with each other. You know, like no one's been maintaining it. It's just growing naturally and without restriction. And then you are the silence on sacred shores. That's interesting. When I hear that, I think, and it's interesting now that I think about it, there's mentions of shores and in some of the newer tracks, and maybe I've missed something in the past, but I know there's a reference to Atlantic, but. So let's see what it says here. These images are quite peaceful. They show a beauty and strength in nature that is entwined with all. Shows a connectedness that is quite a poetic indication of the lyrics to follow. And then this next line, you've got diamonds for teeth. So teeth, baring your teeth, it's like a primal reaction. You're going to bite. And the teeth are diamonds. So not only are they hard and sharp, but they're beautiful and they almost draw you in. It's such a vivid image. And then not only being drawn in, but then asking to be bitten by those teeth. And the drumming, it just makes you feel something.
An offering in
So good. All right, let's pause here before a breakdown. So going back up to this right here, we have the lyrics, "This is a given, an offering in your favor, a sacrifice in your name." The worship of the subject by the narrator connects to the song description and beauty that the narrator finds him subjugating. They also consistently display an utter devotion and worship to their love interest that reflects an unhealthy relationship that consumes them in its beauty, poetry, and danger. These lyrics show the narrator dedicating themselves to the subject through religious imagery and excessive displays of subjugation. So, taking a moment to connect this to kind of what we've been exploring, I know there's this concept for ADHDers about love and relationships. You know, I've been in relationships that I should not have been in for as long as I was, and I'm sure many of us can relate to that. And I've been in places where you put others over yourself, and I've been in situations where you love so hard, so deeply, and so quickly that you give so much of yourself without any thought to the consequences, how things can change. And it's kind of that aspect of ADHD where you miss certain factors in decision making and you can hyper focus on a person and a feeling about a person. And I think that's what kind of drives us into some of these toxic relationships and situations. And we tend to justify things to ourselves that end up making us stay longer. And so in this song, it almost feels like a celebration. They haven't hit that point yet of realization. This is just them hyper focusing on that love or what they feel is love. And many times it could just be a lust for something, not necessarily a sexual lust. But you start diving into some of those ideas of addiction, vices, coping mechanisms. And this could be one of those. Just understanding love as a sacrifice. And I mean that in a bad way, a bad sacrifice, where you're sacrificing who you are, your morals, your intentions, your dreams for somebody else. And not to say that that's not a noble thing, but it has to be returned in some sense. And in many situations, we can be blinded to the fact that it's not being reciprocated. It's very one-sided. And so when I hear this song, someone just utterly willing to give themselves up just to see, because he says he wants to know. I'm assuming he wants to know what it feels like to be with this person, or what it feels like to be taken by this person or entity. We have this line, "But I know you've got a taste, so just take a bite of me." The idea of taste and the narrator offering themselves to the subject connects not only to the main consistent theme of the song, but also suggests a mutual attraction of the subject to the narrator and the narrator's need for them to inflict pain upon them. And that makes me think, you know, in these toxic relationships, the person kind of being taken advantage of, they are in it for love, and the other person, either consciously or subconsciously, might just be in it because they like that feeling, that submissive dynamic. And while I'm not shaming, it could work if it's a communicated dynamic, if it's the plan. But if you go into a relationship thinking it's 50-50, but you're in giving 100% and the other person is not, and that's what they want, that's when it becomes dangerous. So let's get through this breakdown and we'll give some closing thoughts. So hard. The imagery here, it's like they're finally taking that bite, and when he finally says that last take a bite, it's almost like he's bracing himself for impact. And this breakdown is just that feeling of disorientation, euphoria. It feels so good, but it's sinister, and you know it. But it's so good. And the song, like, it has its ups and downs, and I feel like for ADHDers, we can definitely relate to that roller coaster, the being sweet, especially in these kind of relationships, you know, the sweet, soft, loving moments, but then you have the hard, angry resentfulness sometimes that just comes up. Absolutely amazing song. So that was Sleep Token, The Offering. I think what we can take from this song is a bit of a cautionary tale. I don't think there's anything innately wrong in devoting yourself entirely to something, but I think there's a danger in losing yourself in that. If it comes at a cost of losing yourself, your dreams, then it may not be worth it, in my opinion. And I think Sleep Token does a great job in kind of laying that out in a subtle way and taking into account all the Sleep Token lore about vessel pining for sleep and sleep kind of having that symbiotic relationship. And I'm not an expert in the lore, which I'm down to do a deep dive. But my understanding is that it's a very back and forth relationship, a very toxic, one-sided relationship. But they both want it, seemingly. And so, you know, I've listened to the new album a few times sporadically. I've almost been scared to like sit down and listen to it through and really look at all the lyrics. I'm not sure why. There's an anxiety there. But maybe that's a journey we can all take together. Whether it connects to ADHD or not, I love Sleep Token. And maybe that's enough connection that we need. So thanks again. I appreciate you guys. Please like the video. Please subscribe. It really helps me grow this channel. And it keeps me motivated. It's definitely that dopamine rush. I enjoy working on these videos. I enjoy sharing it with people. It's something definitely new for me. But I don't know. A part of it comes natural. So thanks again, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.